All right, happy Saturday. This is another Saturday session with the EduSoulmates. I am Jen and Samantha's here with us, and today we're going to be talking about improving student engagement. So, our first tip that we really want to give you is to embed everything you possibly can into your LMS. So, if you don't know what an LMS is, I know that in education we have a lot of acronyms. An LMS is your learning management system. So it might be Canvas, Google Classroom, Seesaw. Those are different examples. But you want to think of any external link that takes your student outside of your LMS as a hall pass. Students might go wander the hall. They might not find their way back. They'll get distracted and talk to their friends, get in trouble. So keeping them in Canvas and keeping them active right there is going to be a great way to keep them engaged in what's going on. So what can you embed in Canvas? There's lots of great different tools out there that you can embed in Canvas. My new current favorite is Google Docs can be embedded. You can embed Google Slides by publishing to the web, and you can embed sheets. You can embed YouTube videos right there. The kids never have to leave your Canvas page to go watch YouTube videos that you may want them to see. And you can also embed PDFs, which is a great tool, and you can keep them right there, get them to submit their Google Doc or their PDF right from your Canvas screen rather than leaving and having to come back.
And my personal children are in middle school, and they use Canvas as their LMS in the county that my kids go to school in, and their teachers have been embedding those Google Docs and those PDFs, and it really is a nice workflow for them that they don't have to go to Google Docs and type their little, whatever it is, and then hit share. They can just do it all in one place, and it's really, really nice. So what can I embed or attach in Seesaw? So Seesaw is the learning management system that I am most familiar with. That is what my county uses for K-5. And if you're not familiar with Seesaw, it is very young child friendly. To me, it is more friendly to K2 kids than even Google Classroom is. And I like Google Classroom. I don't have as much experience with it as I do with Seesaw. But in Seesaw, you can put a link to almost anything, any kind of video. You can put, today I made some stuff. I'm going to be starting a novel study group with some fourth graders, and I put a link to a whole Google Drive folder for them that's got all the things in it that they'll need for novel study. You can put photos, you can put videos, you can put PDFs. We are in my county using PDFs as a scheduling piece for children, and we're putting live links into those PDFs so that kids don't have to go find this link, go find that link. And we're doing it by using PDFs in Seesaw. There is a button that the child has to click at the bottom that says View Original so that the links become live. We can add all of that stuff in Seesaw and they never have to leave.
So our next tip is to start using stop using LMSs. Think of your online platform as your classroom, all right? Your students aren't going to get up and move rooms mid-class. You don't want them moving LMSs mid-class. So if you did not know this, in Canvas, you can message your students. You can send them emails. You can post a Google Meet or Zoom links. You can actually use the big blue button. And there's just so much more you can do. If you're not sure if that can be done in Canvas, that you do it in Google Classroom, and you need to find the substitution, comment. Let us know, and we're happy to help you figure that one out. Pretty much anything you can do in Google Classroom, you can do in Canvas. And from what I've heard from Samantha, I think Seesaw and Google Classroom are kind of similar in that anything you can do in one, you can do in the other.
Yeah.
So just finding one particular place to stay, not moving around and confusing our kids.
As far as the messaging goes, I will speak up and say in North Carolina Virtual, because I work part time for them, that is how we are told to communicate with students. We are not, in the OCS program, we are not to email them using their school email addresses. Any communication we have with them has to be through the Canvas inbox. Something else that you need to consider with student engagement is consistency. Remote learning is hard. It is hard for kids. It is hard for parents. It is hard for us. And so we really need to make sure that we're being consistent with the tools that we use. Let's let remote learning be the new big different thing. Um, you know, and if something's not working for you in your workflow and you want to change up your layout, make sure that you communicate that to your students well in advance of the change. That way, when things change, they don't like freak out and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so much different and I don't know what to do with this. And, take the time to make some videos. Take the time in your live meetings with kids to say, okay, starting on Monday, the format is going to look different and this is how you're going to navigate it. Because they need that consistent piece right now. We don't want to cause undue anxiety or confusion, and we certainly don't want to cause our children to have a failure. So we really have to be consistent with things. And I know sometimes it can feel boring, but right now there's enough new going on that we don't need to, throw new at them every week or every day.
All right, so making things clear and concise is another thing that's very important in keeping our students engaged. If they don't feel like they understand something, they will probably just stop and run away. So remembering that we have different learners, so some of our learners are auditory, some are haptic, some are visual, and then some are like me and they're complete weirdos and they need all three things together at the same time multiple times. I was the kid that would take my notes while saying them out loud to myself, then read them back out loud to myself, and then take them again. So something that really works well for me is a video with directions in addition to the written directions. And then make sure you embed that video next to your directions so that your students see what is going on and what needs to be done.
And record, like, even if you don't want to do a video, you can record yourself, like audio directions, even that much, just reading them aloud. Another way to keep student engagement high is to personalize everything. Get to know your students using a variety of methods. Those methods could be parent phone calls. They could be Flipgrid videos. They could be a Google form. I love a good Google form that's dispersed out to students, and you can use basic questions, and then it puts all your data in a spreadsheet, and then you have it all semester or all year long, and you can go back and pull from it. And you can use the little tidbits that you learn about them to personalize their feedback or put shout outs in an announcement for them. Like if you know that a kid's favorite color is pink, even something as simple as, you did a great job, Jen, on an announcement in pink because it's Jen's favorite color, can go a long way. And it seems really basic and really simple, but when they see that you've taken the time to think about what they like and that you know them, they are going to be more engaged. There's a YouTube video that I watch every year before I start a new school year, and I can't remember the title of it, but one of the things in it that the person says is kids don't learn from people they don't like. And it's hard to get to know them right now because they're not in front of us all the time. We're not spending that time with them like we normally would. So you got to kind of be creative and come up with new ways to get to know them, because if they know you care and they know you're interested in their lives, they will be with you the whole time. They'll do things just because you've asked them to.
They'll run through that wall for you, that's for sure. So a big question is, how do I do all of this? So, one, you can subscribe. You can join us on Facebook. And we're going to give you tips every Tuesday with our Tuesday Tech Tips and Saturdays with these Saturday sessions. Samantha is going to be presenting at NC Bold, so we're going to be posting about that soon. You can view her NC Bold. We're going to have an encore presentation next Saturday. That is going to be our Saturday session, is her NC Bold presentation. But then you can also attend some of these sessions with NC Bold. So check it out and definitely see what some of the sessions are. You should probably be able to find something that will fit your needs.
And almost all of the sessions,
so those are
almost all of the sessions cover those digital, will give you digital learning competency credits, and those are kind of hard to come by sometimes. So all of these sessions will give you some, some of those CEUs that you may need if you're in renewal this year.
Yep, definitely. So again, I'm Jen.
I'm Samantha.
That's Samantha. Below, you see our link to go to our YouTube, and then over on the other side is our Facebook group. Please join us. Ask your EduSoulmate to come join us. And thanks so much for watching.
Have a great day.